Ahoy, Vonda crew. We're on the Vonda 2 and we are one day closer to launching our boat. Still got quite a few projects to complete. Let me show you what we're gonna be working on today. I've got my benches here that I installed and painted. I have the countertops as well as the seats for both sides. I made those and I'm gonna be giving them a second coat of urethane varnish today. Then we'll install them tomorrow. I'm also working on building a table for my dinette area. I've got it framed out right here. The idea is the table will be about 4 inches thick and it'll have a top and a bottom and it'll be hollow on the inside for storage. The top is going to have two pieces. One piece will be cup holders and the other piece will just be a flat top piece with a hole in it so you can pull it up. And it'll work the same as all my other storage boxes where it has a hole and you pull it up and the lid sits in place. I'm going to be making this today and hopefully painting it. These are all my panels I made for the salon area. So that's the port side countertop with the 3 doors, starboard side countertop with its 3 doors, and then all the seating. So I'm gonna give this a second coat of urethane varnish. You probably can't tell, I don't know. It's a little glossy, but I just finished putting a second coat of urethane on all these panels. So I'm gonna give this a good 24 hours to cure before I install anything. I'm testing out my inverter down here. So I got it plugged into my charger for my Milwaukee tools. And yeah, you can see it's charging the batteries just fine. The amp draw was only about 10 volts when it was running, but now that it's charged, it's not drawing anything. So that's pretty good. My boat is practically self-sufficient at this point, since we're getting all that power from solar. I installed my anchor locker door. I need to get a barrel lock though so I can lock it. The latch that's on there right now is missing the piece that goes on the door, and it's such a weird old school latch. I don't know where to get a new one, so I'm just gonna get a barrel lock so that I can lock this. I started building some storage in my lazarettes. This is just a prototype. It's kind of weird building in here because whatever you build has to be able to drop in and then also fit, so I have a lot of space in here. I'm gonna end up taking this out and rebuilding this. What I'd like to do is be able to fit 3 of these jugs and put them in and slide them back. And then right here, I'll have 2 black containers that I'll be able to drop in, slide back. And then I'll probably leave this spot open, and then hopefully I'll be able to put stuff on top of my black containers as well, like life vests and fenders. I'm gonna do the same thing on the starboard lazarette, except instead of water jugs, I'm gonna have fuel tanks here. This is my fuel tank setup right now. I just use one of these. I don't have an actual tank on my boat, but I don't plan to ever use my engine that much, so. This is how my lazarettes turned out. So I have this shelf for water jugs. I've got 2 back there right now. The other one is inside the boat. I have one of these yellow tubs. I'm using it to hold all my lines. I've also got some blocks. You know, I've got a bucket of them full of blocks. And then just a bunch of life vests. I also have one of these life vests for myself. And then here's the other lazarette. So this paint totally was not work out in my favor. But yeah, I've got all this. Some gas cans. There's a second gas can down there. This can come out. And there's a little shelf you can take this out of. And then of course I've got some storage over here. And you can even open all this up and see there's like more storage back here, so I can put other stuff in here if I want. While I'm at the cabin, I'm gonna do my laundry, so I'm gonna grab my laundry basket real quick. I pulled these drawers off the boat when I first got it. These were one of the only few pieces of wood that I thought was worth keeping. They're the exact width of my benches. What I'm wanting to do is take off just this front part and use it as sort of a rail on top of the counter so my storage doesn't fall off, and I'll put these behind the opening drawers. So I'm gonna remove these from the shelves. I'm at the cabin. I got my box of boat parts. Let's see if I got everything. I got this open up. Let's take a look. All right, so we got some rivets for the mast. I got some terminal splices for my lights. I got some terminals also for my lights. What's this? I think this is the rivet gun. Yeah, this is the rivet gun. I believe this is my steaming light. And what is this? Oh, zip ties. This is everything I need except for my furler parts. So I still am waiting on my furler foil from Harkin. That should be arriving today. And then we can get back to the boat. Okay guys, our furler foil just arrived from Harkin. So we are ready to go back to the boat. Just finished helping my buddy get his motor started. All we had to do was engage the throttle all the way and then start it, and that seemed to get fuel in there and get it going. My buddy here, Captain Ethan, is driving a Hunter Legend. It is 1985 Hunter Legend. Pretty Yanmar diesel. Yeah, Yanmar diesel. Pretty similar engine to mine. That's why I came down here to help him with his. But yeah, pretty sweet boat. Pretty spacious cockpit up here. Yeah, he's got the mast.
Oh man, if you want to talk about real estate.
He's got electric winches, plenty of winches in the cockpit as well. So lots of things to make this boat really easy to sail. It's a lot of fun. We've taken it to Catalina a few times now. What's up, Vonda crew? It is another day on the Vonda 2, and I've got some projects lined up for us. But before we jump into that, you might have noticed that I've got my benches and my countertops installed. So yeah, these are the countertops I made for my benches. So they open up. I've got them full of project stuff right now. I've got a pump I want to install for the sink. I've got a masthead light, my rivet gun, rivets, and my instructions for my furler, because I did get my additional foil. So today we're gonna finish putting my furler together, and we probably won't install anything on the mast because I need to get a few things for my anchor, and then I wanna do all the stuff with sealant at the same time. So that's gonna be deck cleats, my anchor house, and all the mast hardware. I'm gonna use sealant for all that stuff. So I'm gonna do it all at the same time. But yeah, these are my storage lockers, how they turned out. And of course, all this opens up. I'm gonna make this today. This is gonna be a thing that it's gonna be on hinges, countertop, and it'll open up and go into there. And I'm also gonna make a table for the dinette today. I want to open my steaming light with you guys. I got this thing off Amazon. It was $45. Let's see what we got. It is Coast Guard certified. Okay, oh, looks pretty nice. Yeah, so my buddy, actually the buddy we went sailing with the other day, he got this, I think he got this same one off Amazon. But it's pretty nice. It's got an LED light. It also has a deck light. And then this part is flexible to wrap around the mast. You got your basic connections for everything. But yeah, it pretty much just has these two holes on this side. You wrap it around the mast and rivet it in. And yeah, you're good to go. So pretty nice. I hope this lasts me a decent amount, but for now it's pretty good because I need a steaming light, and it's LED. So we're gonna get this installed whenever we install the mast hardware. I've got a bunch of zip ties and terminal splices over here, as well as a terminal. We're gonna use these for installing my lights. I already put one terminal up over here on the starboard side. I'm gonna put another terminal up over here on the port side, and essentially what that'll allow me to do is I'll connect this light to the terminal as well as this light to the terminal. I'll connect, this light will have its independent red light because this is for the galley. This will have its independent red wire that runs to the switch, but the ground wire will also connect to the terminal here. And then this one will have a red wire that connects to this terminal, and then this terminal will be connected to both of these lights, and that will run to the wire switch here. And then this will have a ground wire from that terminal that runs to the negative bus, and this will have a ground wire from this terminal that runs to the negative bus. Here's our last foil and foil connectors, and there's our furler drum. Let's finish putting this together. That is my last foil on my furler installed now. I went ahead and attached the reefing foil. So this has the point where you reef the sail onto the furler. Now I'm going to attach the drum. I just had to loosen these hex bolts and I was able to slide the drum up. I went ahead and slid it all the way up here so that it wouldn't bend the furler. The reason I have my foils like this is because I'm gonna wrap it all to the mast for transport. I'm going to wait until I get to the boat launch to actually connect this all because it needs to be attached, and that's why it has so many different holes so you can measure it correctly. And I'm gonna need to tighten all this down when I put everything on the boat. Now I'm going to make my dinette table. Here is the table for my dinette. This part's gonna be white, and the tabletop, which I'm gonna make next out of this piece, is gonna fit right on top here. And basically this will be like a little storage area under the dinette. And here is our dinette table with one coat of paint. And here is how the interior turned out. This is my bench. I put those railings up here for storage. Here's the dinette table and the storage. And again, these railings over here. I still have this little shelf. I'll probably install this. I've got my bed back here. It's an athwartship berth. Very comfortable. I have our head. I still need to put these boards up. But yeah, I got my composting toilet. And I have the galley all stocked up. And I still need to finish putting this together, but of course I've been busy with a ton of things. And I did paint the floor. Thanks for watching, guys. Next time we're putting the boat in the water. If you want to support the project, head on over to vandecrew.com.